Hello, it's Janelle Braids here. Thank you so much for coming. And I've already parted the hair into two main sections, and I'm gonna use short braids. It's a blend of two shades, dark brown with a warm urban tone, and half a bundle is enough for this style. And I also have curly braids. One bundle has 16 strands individually, the same color as braids, and this shade is great for those who want a natural dark base with a touch of color dimension without going too bold. Okay, so on each curly strand I will first divide the hair into two equal parts, then I will get three equal strands from each, so that when I combine them I get exactly 6 equal strands from one curly hair. Okay, and at the back I will do a knotless individual braids and crochet, but on each knotless braid I will feed in 3 strands of curly hair. Okay, so we're gonna see that. And there are two different ways to grip for knotless. And the first one, I'm gonna divide the hair into I'll divide the hair into 3 equal parts, and I'll just braid once before I feed in the first braid, and that is what I'm doing here. But I'm gonna tie a knot at the end to secure them with curly tips left for a finish look. So stick around for the second method. Okay. Thank you so much for catching up with me up to this point, so that you can really understand what I'm trying to let you guys learn with me today. Okay, so the second method, you have to braid several times. Okay, you have to braid several times before you begin to feed in the braids, and still feed in 3 strands of curly hair, and that way you're gonna maintain even braids. Okay, so stick around so that we're gonna see the difference between the first method and the second method. And remember to do this firmly, not too tight. And again, when you feed in the braids, make sure it's tightly placed so that you're gonna have that nice braiding pattern. So I'm gonna feed in the third strand of curly hair, and take your time when you're doing this, and don't forget to secure your braids close to the end, so that you're gonna have curly ends. And now we're gonna see the difference now from the first and the second. Okay, now the first method blends well with the hair, but the second method is kind of thin to the roots. I do hope you can see that. And from here now I have to braid a U part, and we're gonna see that. And also I will leave space for crocheting. Okay, so this technique doesn't just look good, but I feel like it also make the braiding process faster and more consistent, because it only took me 4 hours. It took me 4 hours only to finish. Okay, so this style can last up to 4 weeks if maintained the right way. Okay, so you just mix leave-in conditioner with water in a spray bottle and lightly mist the curls to reduce frizz and restore softness. Okay, then use your fingers to detangle and start from the ends gently to avoid pulling or breaking the curl pattern. Okay, so again, you can avoid frequent washing because this hair is synthetic, and at night you can wear a satin or a silk scarf, or you can just sleep on a satin pillowcase. Okay, here with you, and I'm really taking my time to demonstrate this so that when you get a chance to try this hairstyle, you'll know exactly what to do and where to adjust on your own flair. Okay, so once the foundation is set to the back, I will use my pin crochet to tuck the extra tail, and I'll let my client know exactly where I have tucked in, so that when it's time to take down the style, it's gonna be easy for her or for whoever is gonna be undoing the style for her. Okay, now the fun part, literally to the front, to balance this style, I'm gonna feed in 6 pieces of braids on each line. But before I begin, I will start with a middle part as a guide, the way you're seeing. And generally I'm gonna have 4 equal strands, but the first and the second pieces of braid, I will have to divide them into 2 equal parts so that when I combine them, I will have 6 strands, the way you see. And to blend the tail of the front lines so that it matches the back curls, I'm gonna be feeding in 3 curly extensions, but the last strand, get this right, I will feed in close to the end so that the straight braid will be hidden, and we're gonna see that. And again, I do hope I'm not too fast, and I hope you do understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. so much for your time and also to learn this with me step by step. So we've done knotless braids, we've done feeding to the front, and at the back here I have plain lines to anchor the crochet curly hair. And for this look I only use one bundle of I use one bundle of crochet curly hair to achieve the style. And in the back here, as you can see, I'm crocheting the curly hair, but I'm keeping the spacing a bit wider to help balance everything out for a clean finish look. Okay, so before I forget, I also want to welcome you all to my membership, and I have created 2 levels so far. And this tutorial showcase mostly what will be included, mostly on the second level. Okay, so in the next follow-up video I will be using 2 bundles of curly hair so that you'll be able to see the difference and learn in details how to achieve and balance this hairstyle. Okay, so for this hairstyle I've only used one bundle that has 16 strands of curly hair, and the next follow-up I'll be using 32, okay, 32 strands of curly hair, and that is 2 bundles. And if you may ask, why am I doing this? So my answer is I am doing this because it takes a lot of time and effort to film and explain every single step, and when I post everything public, not everyone gets to see or appreciate the full process. So my members will get exclusive in-depth access. And with that said, thank you all for the support, and I welcome you all to my membership and unlock exclusive pack. And yeah, let's grow together. So this is so beautiful. It's not that full, but I just feel like it's okay. And yeah, so this is all that I had for you guys for today. I do hope you find this helpful, and you can give it a try. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll have to see you guys in my next video. Bye.